Alright guys, welcome back. So we're going to go over the testing of a power board here real quick. Sent this out to a customer. This is Travis's board. He got everything installed, said he bench tested everything and he got the lights to work. But when he installed everything, he could connect to the control board, but he could not control the lights at all. I don't remember if he said the lights worked and he couldn't control them. I think that's what the situation was. But we had asked him to send back the control board so I could test it, because he said he could connect to it with his phone. I think with his dad's phone he could connect to the power board, but he could not control the lights. They would come on, they just wouldn't change. So here's what we got. All right, so this is just one of my rings you just seen in the last video. I mean, it's just, you know, one of those, whole bunch of them right there I've got getting ready to ship out. So got this hooked up. I got my 3 wires, all right, my black, my red, positive, negative, my blue, which is my data. I've got it tied into my terminal strip right here. And we're just running gator clips for test leads into my test batteries that I have right there, okay? So, let me back out of this real quick, all right? This is just searching for the controller. It just found it. We're going to click on it. It is connected. We're going to turn them on. And there we go. So we're going to go, always test all 5 colors, right? So warm white, red, green, blue, and then cold white. Okay. And then from there, we can just kind of go back to auto. I like to keep it on auto sometimes. And there it goes. All right, so here's what we got. We know the power board works. I never really doubted it. I just wanted to make sure. But what that tells me is if this is working, and if he can connect to the lights, but he can't control them, then we're looking at an end user issue, very likely with, it would have to be the lights itself at that point, and more specifically a connectivity issue. How the lights are connected. We want to make sure no wires are touching each other. Make sure your grounds are good, because if you can connect to the power board and the controller itself, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to connect to these, unless, again, you have a connection issue somewhere that has been created. Now, the way to identify that is 2 things. One, proactively. That's why in the instructions we always ask, hey, take your control board, put it on your bench, take 1 ring, connect it, and make sure you get this right here. Make sure that we can go through these 5 colors. If you can get these 5 colors, you can get anything at that point. All right? This ring light works. So what I would do is I'd take it off the bench. I'd bring my other ring up here. Let's do the same thing. Let's test it. Let's make sure everything's good. That works. We're going to take it off. We're going to do the 3rd ring. We're going to do the 4th ring. However many rings you got, we're going to test them. All right? That way we know everything works on the bench. Remember, all this stuff is tested before it leaves here, so I have no doubt when you get it, it works. I'm here to help you troubleshoot and diagnose your issues, but everything's been tested. So once we have, as a customer, set all 4 up here, we have bench tested everything, everything works, we install it on our vehicle, our truck, our car, our slingshot, our sand rail, you know, our 4x4, you know, whatever we're putting it on, our quads, all right, because I do golf carts and all kind of shit. Once you install it, and if you can't get something to work at that point, it's something that happened during the install process, okay? You got a ground wire that's been disconnected or isn't even got a good ground for some reason. You've got a connectivity issue somewhere. Okay, so you got to go through your wiring at that point and start trying to figure out what it is. The easiest way to do that would very likely be to disconnect all your rings, because you don't know which one is causing an issue. You don't know where your connection is. You got to do your rule of isolation at this point. And so you got to go back to the basics. Once this is installed on the vehicle, then you've got to be able to connect your control board to 1 ring while it's installed on the vehicle and test each individual ring. I know that's a pain in the ass. I know it's aggravating. But if they worked on your bench and then they don't work on your vehicle, it's going to be a connectivity issue somewhere. It's going to be a wire that's not connected good or has come loose. Or maybe two wires are touching and shorting and canceling each other out. Okay? But that's the only way you're going to be able to figure that out. I promise you it will work if you do that. So it is what it is. Hopefully that will help some of you guys out. Hopefully you won't even have these issues. For the most setup, this is a 5-wire setup, right? So typically 5 volts out on these two, 12 volts in on these two, and your data connection. It's pretty much how all these are wired. I'm going to make another video to show that on how to set all that up. It's stupid simple. But sometimes you have some issues, and I'm here to help you out. And hopefully this video will help you guys out. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.